Imagine two completely different generations of workers. The first generation, they reach the finish line, retire, pour a hot cup of coffee, and just enjoy life. They get a guaranteed pension check from their ex-employer every single month, absolutely like clockwork, regardless of whether the stock market is crashing or booming. That was the old deal. Now look at the younger generation. So many of us are lying awake in bed at midnight, the blue light of our phones lighting up anxious faces as we watch our entire life savings drop by 5% in a single night. It's the exact same hard work, but a completely different reality. One generation got financial peace, while the other got an unelected, highly stressful second job as their own investment manager. Welcome to this explainer on the hidden reality of modern retirement. We're going to unpack exactly what happened to your financial future, and way more importantly, how you can actually get it back.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The new retirement reality, moving from peace to anxiety.
It is absolutely crucial to understand the emotional and psychological toll this shift has taken on the modern worker. We've moved from a system defined by certainty to a system completely defined by anxiety. And, understanding that contrast is really step one to taking your power back. Think about the pension generation. Their defining characteristic was that guaranteed check and the profound peace of mind that came with it. The company took all the risk. But look at the 401k generation. If you're in this group, you are effectively a DIY fund manager. You didn't go to school for finance, you certainly didn't ask for this job, but you have it. And with it comes that midnight market anxiety, where literally every global event or economic hiccup directly threatens your ability to buy groceries at age 75.
Now, major financial institutions love to shout that retirement savings are hitting record highs, but those headlines hide a massive statistical illusion. The average savings number they throw around looks great, but it's heavily skewed by Wall Street executives and billionaires. The median savings represents where the vast majority of normal, hardworking people actually sit, and the gap between those two numbers is just staggering.
When you strip away the billionaires and look at that median number, the actual savings of a typical American, it's definitely not a record high. It is a shocking $44,000. That is perilously low. To put that into perspective, if you're retiring at 65, $44,000 is barely a safety net, let alone a nest egg meant to sustain you for decades. This is the hidden reality that the financial industry really doesn't want to highlight.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds. The Great 401k Shift, the mystery of vanishing pensions.
So how exactly did we go from guaranteed pensions to a median savings of just $44,000? Well, it didn't happen overnight, and it for sure wasn't an accident. The game changed forever back in 1978. Congress introduced what they thought was a small, easily overlooked tax loophole called the 401k. Interestingly enough, it was originally meant just for high-level executives to save a little extra on their taxes. But then, corporations had a massive light bulb moment. They realized they could use this little loophole to completely wipe out traditional, expensive pensions. And that brings us to today. They successfully shifted the massive, heavy risk of funding old age completely off their corporate balance sheets and dropped it directly onto your shoulders.
Which brings us to Section 3, two massive financial traps, the hidden dangers.
Because you are now the unelected DIY fund manager of your own life savings, you're forced to navigate a landscape filled with hidden, systemic dangers. Being thrust into this role without a map leaves you incredibly vulnerable. First up, you're exposed to what the financial industry calls timing risk. Here is the terrifying scenario. You do everything right. You save consistently for 40 years. But if the market crashes right when you turn 65 and you're ready to retire, you're out of luck. You are forced to start selling your investments at a major loss simply to pay for your everyday living expenses, your groceries, your electricity, your mortgage. Because you're selling while the market is down, your account bleeds out rapidly, and mathematically, it never recovers. Your success is largely dependent on the completely random timing of when you happen to turn 65.
The second trap is far more sneaky: hidden fees. When a mutual fund or financial advisor charges a 1% fee, our brains tell us, hey, 1% is tiny, that's harmless. Actually, scratch that, it's devastating. Here is the secret about that tiny number. It isn't a one-time charge. That 1% compounds against your total hard-earned balance every single year, for decades.
So, the crucial point is this. By the time you actually reach retirement age, that minor 1% fee has compounded so aggressively that it can quietly steal up to a quarter of your entire life savings. A massive 25% slice of your retirement pie is just gone. Think about the pure injustice of that for a second. You went to work every day. You took all the market risk, but a stranger on Wall Street takes a quarter of the reward, all from a fee that sounded completely harmless.
Section 4. Your Retirement Action Plan. How to reclaim your future.
Now take a deep breath because there is good news here. Once you finally understand how this game is rigged, you can actually change how you play it. You don't have to be a victim of timing risk or hidden fees. We're going to shift gears now and give you a clear, incredibly effective way to outsmart the system. Here is your ridiculously simple survival guide. Step 1. Always take your employer's 401k match. It guarantees a 100% return on your investment right out of the gate. That's an edge you literally cannot afford to ignore. Step 2. Log into your accounts today, find those high-fee, actively managed funds draining your wealth, and switch your investments over to low-cost index funds. Stop giving away 25% of your pie. And Step 3. Resist the urge to panic. When the market inevitably drops, just do nothing.
Automation and emotional control are the real secrets to building wealth. Doing absolutely nothing when the stock market gets scary and everyone else is panicking on the news is actually the ultimate strategy for protecting your future. Set your contributions to automatic, invest in broad, low-cost index funds, and then control your emotions by simply walking away and letting the math work for you over time.
I want to leave you with a provocative question. Are your current accounts rigged against you with hidden fees and unnecessary risks, or are you ready to take control today? Now that you know the truth about the great 401k shift, the choice is entirely yours. Check your accounts, make those simple switches, and secure your own peace of mind. If you want to continue outsmarting the financial system, stay ahead of the curve, and protect your hard-earned future, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss an explainer. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.